This next video, we're going to touch on bracket turns, which is another form of a transition turn. The last transition turn was going from forward to backwards. This one's going to be going from forward to forward. And it allows you to basically keep your eye on the area, the play, as you're transitioning from forward to forward into that bracket turn. Very, very similar to our transition turn forward to backwards. We're going to come in, widen our base, keep our feet nice and square, keep nice and low in that good hockey player position. We're going to pivot our feet, just like we did in the transition turn. Now when we get into our backwards crossover, we're going to push, pull, and then right away open up so we're going forward. One of the key areas to our bracket turn is going to be making sure that our head and our shoulders lead us out of that turn. So after I pivot my feet, I'm going to cross, so I push and I pull. Right away my head, shoulders got to turn up ice. I turn my foot up ice, and then I get into striding coming out of that turn. So again, if we broke it down into the 3 different steps that we have here, it's going to be, we're going to be coming in, skating forward. We're going to be basically doing a side stop that we're going to roll just like our transition turn before. Then we're going to do our backwards crossover again, so our push, pull. Then we're going to step out and then get back into our forward skating. We want to try to maintain speed while doing a bracket turn. So when we come in, we want to really widen that base. We want to pivot our feet and then get in that backwards crossover in order to pick up speed coming back out of that bracket turn. We're going to lose speed by pivoting our feet, but we want to try to pick that speed back up as we cross over. The other thing that's very important is making sure that we control our stick. We want to make sure that stick is out in front and not trailing behind us or spinning around us, and controlling that upper body. So when we pivot, we turn our head and our shoulders and then make sure that we're going up ice the correct way. So a couple of bad habits we see are players going up and down too much. So when they come into that transition, same thing as our forward to backwards, when they come into that forward to forward transition, that bracket turn, they pivot, they dip down, then come back up. We want to make sure that we stay nice and low the whole time, transition, and then take off. The other thing we see a lot of times is just a bad stick or a bad upper body. So when we pivot, our upper body's all over the place, which causes us to lose balance, and then unfortunately throws off that pivot altogether. So I want to make sure that we're controlled, we control our upper body, come in, pivot, turn that head, shoulders up ice, and then right away get into our crossover and then skating coming out of that transition.